Hey guys, so I just did a blog post on all the things that I bring when I go backpacking, and I wanted to actually go through my items. And I'm also packing for my trip today, so this will, kind of feed two birds with one hand as it goes. This is basically it. This is all the stuff that I bring other than my food. So I'm going to start with the pack, and this is the Women's Kite 46 by Osprey, and I really like this pack. It's a top loader, so lots of so the mouth is really quite large, and you can fit quite a bit in there. 46 liters is kind of small for some people. Some people prefer to bring like a 70-liter pack, but I found that for my stuff, for what I bring, this fits perfectly, and I actually have quite a bit of extra room. There's this compartment in the bottom, which is where the sleeping bag goes, and I put my sleeping bag and my pillow in there. And then there's also down here, this is where the rain fly goes, and there's, I don't know if you can see that, but that little green thing, I'm not going to pull it out. That's the rain fly in case I should get stuck in a summer storm. There's a nice mesh pocket up here to store a few things, as well as this lid, which has got like a huge storage capacity on top. The only problem is that it's sewn so tightly into the frame that you can't really put too much in there and still be able to buckle it. It tends to like draw the lid up. So that's the only thing I don't really like about it. And you can see that when it's open, it just kind of tips. Yeah, if you have anything valuable in there, it might tip and fall out. So that's one thing I don't like about it. Something I do like is that this back part is adjustable. And so this is just Velcro, and you can actually kind of hear that coming apart. I don't want to take it apart because it's adjusted just where it needs to be, but you can move this panel up and down. And then there's also a place for a water reservoir. Nice big side pockets on the hips. And then of course these big pockets for water bottles on either side as well. This is my sleeping bag. They don't make this anymore like this. They still make this line, but this specific bag you can't get anymore because it's so old. But this is the Mountain Hardwear Phantom 15 women's, probably a short sleeping bag. But I've had this for so long. It's down filled, so it's very, very warm. My zipper broke on this a while ago, back in 2016. It's 2020 now, and I sewed it shut. You can see the thread there. It's sewed from bottom to top. So there's just this opening here, so that means I have to like wiggle down in and out of it. But I actually kind of like it. I feel like a little bean. What I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna pack this as I talk about it. And then I talked about my pillow, Slumberjack. So this pillow was about this long, and I cut it in half and then shoved all the stuffing into one side. So it's kind of small, but it's pretty puffy, and honestly, it's better than nothing. And it's very, very light as well. So I decided that extra weight was definitely worth the comfort. But there's still plenty of room, which is why I get to fit my pillow in there as well. So I have a nice base, a cushion in the bottom of my pack. All right, and the next thing is my sleeping pads, and this is pretty squished now, but this is the Thermarest Ridge Rest. It kind of has a shiny side, which is wearing off now. And that's to reflect the warmth back to you. Your own body heat is being reflected back with this. This is called a closed cell foam pad. I just use this for insulation. I'm a cold person. I run cold, so I need a little bit of insulation. And I used to just bring this, but if this doesn't look very comfortable, and that's because it isn't. So this is the comfy pad, and this is the Climate Static 5. Or V. I don't know if it's a Roman numeral or what. But yeah, this blows up. It takes about 20 full breaths to blow it up. But when it's blown up, it's really nice and big and puffy and so comfortable. It's almost as comfortable as just sleeping on a bed at home. So it's kind of heavy, I'll admit that, but I would never, I left this behind on my first backpacking trip this season, and I will never make that mistake again. So I roll these up together, then that clips on to the bottom of the pack. And now my pack sits up on its own because it's got that little base. Isn't that cute? Okay. What's next? The tent. So I'm definitely not going to take my tent out, but this is the Eureka Solitaire. I think I linked it online. It's like $56. I may have spent like 90 on it back in the day, but it's kind of old and it's probably discontinued now. It fits one person. It's not freestanding. There are two poles, I guess. Yeah, the ones that you click together. And they just make like a little rainbow on each side. And then you have to like put in stakes to, it's kind of like you have to put in guy lines to like stretch it out and stake it in place. I'll take a picture of it when I'm camping tonight so you can see. But I love this tent. It's very light. I don't know, like maybe 3 pounds. I wouldn't trust it for bad weather. I don't think it's weatherproof, but it's really good for keeping bugs out. And that's really the only thing that I care about, because I never used to bring a tent. I just would sleep on the ground. And there was this one night where I was sleeping or I was getting my bed ready, and there were a million bugs, and not just like mosquitoes and flying bugs, but super creepy crawlies. I don't usually mind bugs, but these were like millipedes and Jerusalem crickets. And I was just like in the middle of this bug super highway, and it was just very disturbing. I've also had a mouse run across my face when I've been sleeping. So it's just, I don't know. I just feel better being in an enclosure now. I'm super not hardcore like I used to be. So I'll go with my bear canister next, because that'd be the next thing that I would pack. This is the Bear Vault. It has this lid. This is where you have to keep all of your food and your scented items when you're backpacking in the Sierra Nevada, because bears, they learned how to get into hanging food. This is supposed to be bear proof, and it is for the most part. You just put all your food in there, toothpaste and sunscreen and anything with a scent, and then you seal it, you close it. It's got these little tabs on the side there, and then you click it, and it can't be opened again unless you have a special tool. So this is an employee card for Goliath. He was a pack horse in Yosemite, and I found this when I was working there. And so the way I get this open is I just put the card between the little tab and the lid here, and then I'm able to, I did it the wrong way. It's kind of hard to do, especially when it's cold or if your elevation expands, but there we go, got it. So that's their canister. Next up is my stove. This is the Optimus Crux Lite. I just open these little, I don't know, like little wing things. And this is the isobutane, which I'm almost out of actually. You screw that on. Boop. And then there's your little stove. And then you open the valve. You strike it up. And then you place your little pot on top of there. Voila! I only use my stove to boil water, so it doesn't see a whole lot of use really. It's just in the morning when I make my coffee, and if I could go without coffee, I could go without a stove, but I can't. And this is my pot. This is also by Optimus, and it comes with a top, but I don't use that. Piece of tin foil. This is really good if you're making oatmeal or something and you want to put a lid on it. It's also good if it's windy. You can make a little wind reflector. This is heavy duty tin foil. The lighter, of course. You should probably have 2 ways to make a fire. And I just kind of stack this all in here. And then these are my pills. There's some ibuprofen, a couple of sleeping pills, and some multivitamins. Salt and pepper. These are the only condiments that I bring really. So coffee, little instant coffee. It's not really anything to get too excited about. Toothpaste, little toothbrush, little travel toothbrush. This is the best travel toothbrush I have found so far. That also goes in the pot. Fits pretty well. And the way that I'm packing this is that I want most of my weight in the where my back's, like my mid back, because it's going to be carried on my hips that way. Okay, so let's move on to water treatment. I have used filters in the past, but when I was using this it was a solo filter called a Sawyer that screws on the top of like an Aquafina bottle. But on my first outing of the season, I found out it had been compromised. The water was just running right through it, and that shouldn't be happening. So fortunately, I had some of these that just are in my pack all the time. These are Katadyn Micro Pure. It's a single tablet. One of these purifies 1 liter of water. You just have to pop it in the water, and if you just collect it out of this stream, and then you wait 30 minutes. And then the important thing is that when it's purified after 30 minutes, you have to like shake the bottle so that the clean water gets around the threads, because that's technically not purified water. So I didn't do that last time, and now I'm really paranoid that I'm going to get Giardia or something, but I guess I'll find out soon. Giardia can take like 2 weeks to hit, and it's like this gastrointestinal virus. I've never had it, but it sounds terrible, so I'm just waiting like any day now. And these are the bottles that I use. They're Gatorade Zero bottles. This has one use, and it's to dig a hole to poop in. I don't think I need to say much more than that. Warm socks. Yeah, these are Smart Wool. I only wear these when I'm camping, or like when I'm at camp. I don't put them on any other time. They're very bulky. They're very warm. Most of the time I end up taking them off in my sleep because I hate sleeping with socks on. Bandana, I don't know, no specific use, just nice to have. This is my headlamp. It's the Black Diamond Spot. It's locked right now so that it doesn't run out of its battery, but it's got like, I don't know, 4 or 5 settings. Bright, dim, blinky, and different colors as well. And the colors, red, green, and blue, those are to save your night vision if that's a concern for you. And I always bring a paper map. Let's talk about that really quick. I don't use digital maps. I just don't find them very reliable. This thing is tear-proof and waterproof. Really important to know how to use these things, especially for me, because I get lost a lot. And then head net. This is a mosquito head net from Sea to Summit. I've had this for many years, and I've used it many times, and it looks really stupid when you're wearing it, but it is the best. I mean, when you're being buzzed by mosquitoes constantly around your ears, that can literally make a person insane. I was on a backpacking trip with my best friend one time, and I had one and she didn't, and I think she almost murdered me. Kindle, you know, for reading. Extra batteries. I'm sorry, this is kind of out of order, but I bring extra batteries for my headlamp. I'm not even sure if these are good anymore, but you just never know. Cold can drain electronic things really quickly, so having an extra set of batteries is just a good idea. Just emergency poncho. Oh my gosh, I have used these more often times than I care to admit. This is probably my 5th one. This is a little first aid kit. I got this kit at grocery outlet for $1. It came in a plastic container. I tossed it and put it in this little bag. It's just very, very basic things. No serious backcountry wilderness medicine, but I also bring this. This is a wilderness medicine field guide. It's a little waterproof booklet, and then crosswords and pencil. And these crosswords are, I don't know, five years old now. I've been carrying the same 4 with me for a while. This is my little bag of, like, this is insect repellent, sanitizer, and sunscreen, and sleeping pants. These are just yoga pants. And this bag kind of holds everything together, and I'll pack that all up for you so you can see. And this is my big puffy coat for camp. It looks huge, but it's very light. So this is just stuff that I probably won't be reaching for right away. Goliath goes in there too. Stuff that I'll keep at the ready. The map. Oh my gosh. I've been lost so many times. My last trip turned from 12 miles into 18 because I got lost. That wasn't even the worst one. Yeah, so keep at the ready the map, the water tablets. Actually, I'll probably only keep 2 out at a time. And my water bottles. And I'll fill both of these up and take them with me right away. Insect repellent and sanitizer. And then I'll also just keep, like, I don't know, some snacks handy as well. I'll pack this stuff up too. Oh, and sorry, I forgot about these because I'm wearing them, but these are my camp shoes, just flip-flops. These are Spenco. They have a really nice bottom, the weird sticker on there, and then I'll pack these in my pack and wear my hiking shoes. Oh, I forgot one more thing. That would have been a tragedy. Let's see if we can find it. It's my little pocket knife. I don't know where it is right now. Let's see. I don't think it's, no. We're gonna go on a little hunt for it. What did I do with it? That is, gosh. I don't know. I'll have to find it. It's very, very valuable because I use it to cut open the packaging for my water tablets. So shoot, what did I do? Oh, I know what I might have done with it. Ha! Look I put it in my other hiking bag. Gosh, sorry about this exposure. It's terrible. I cut up a pair of jeans with these scissors when I was doing wilderness first responder training. You don't need anything bigger than this when you're backpacking. I put those in the side pocket, and then my other side pocket is for my map, my phone, and I'm sorry, that's backwards. I keep these on the left, and the map goes on the right. And my wilderness permit, which is in the car, will go with this stuff as well. You want to keep that ready in case you get asked about it. Okay. Water bottle. I keep my trowel. I guess I can pack it in here. I don't think I'm going to be needing it today. Put my sandals in here. Maybe put them like that. And this is a really nice distribution of weight. Tighten it all down. Tighten that part down. And the lid will have my snacks in there. Tighten, tighten, tighten everything nice and tight. I always bring a wristwatch too, but I don't have it on right now because it's bothering my wrist. And here we go. So before I go, I always loosen everything up because every trip is different. I'm starting to get rosy because it's really hot in here. First thing you want to fasten is the hip belt. Give me a nice little, there we go. You want to carry most of your weight in your hips, like 80%. So that's pretty good. It will take some readjusting. So you tighten that first. Tighten your shoulder strap second. You just want to make sure that it's kind of off your back. These seem like they're good. And then the chest strap. Sorry if that's rubbing the microphone. You don't really want any pulling here. You really, like, this is just kind of to cinch everything together, keep it together, but you don't want to feel any, like, that would be way too tight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just to kind of keep this nice and streamlined. And that's it. That's the whole setup. I think that's everything. This is pretty light right now. I wouldn't even say this is 15 pounds. Once I put my food in and fill up my water, it'll be 20 to 25 pounds, but the important thing is just, you know, keep it, just bring what you need. If you take stuff on a backpacking trip and you don't touch it, you don't need it on your next trip, more than likely. That doesn't go for like emergency use things like first aid kits and rain ponchos. Those always come no matter what. I know backpacking can be kind of intimidating if you've never done it before, but don't let it be. You know, it's always nice to get other people's opinions and see what they think and what they bring as well. As far as what I can recommend for a reference, there's a book called like Ultralight Backpacking. Yeah, with the little, not the G. And that's by Mike Cleland and someone else. I'll link it in the notes there. But that was my best reference, and also just talking to other people and seeing what systems work for them. So get out there and have some adventures. Let me know how it goes. See you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.